Big move in Bitcoin then, in contrast to all the notes I wrote pre-show, which were telling me that this was going to put Bitcoin under pressure.
The narrative that perhaps this launch of these political meme coins will sap flows from Bitcoin is showing us that it's really not the case this morning. If anything, it's just accelerated the momentum and the excitement around cryptocurrency under another Trump administration.
Hi, 𝗬𝗍𝗿. What is all this FOMO about? Should I buy Bitcoin now?
Are you smoking your socks? You should rather watch my show. You should rather watch my show.
All right, legends, welcome to another live stream. A nice little flash crash here from the price of Bitcoin. I actually prepared that thumbnail a couple of hours ago already. I didn't know we were going to get a flash crash here to the downside. And a couple of scenarios that I would like to discuss over here. And as per the thumbnail, legends, it's not over for the bears just as yet. There is still a chance to come and claim the low that we created at $78,000, unless, and that is what I want to talk about today. Right, legends, let me take the scribble here out the way, and remember to hit that like on the way in, subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. This is where we do pure technical analysis, and you will see that I have a little line over here. Let's go, right? Let's go. And I think that the bulls can take control if we claim this high or this line. The bulls can start taking control again. And if we do not tap the let's go line over here, we're most likely going down lower. Okay, maybe an SFP from the low, but it's getting really dangerous. And this is what I want to discuss today. The high probable setups, the analysis, the technical levels that I'm currently watching here at the moment. I did enter a long. Oh, where did I enter that long? I entered a long at the 50% Fibonacci, right over here. High chance of being stopped out. I'm giving the bulls a chance. This is where I entered, at the 50% with my stop loss below the low. Right? If we tap the 0.618, well, the let's go line, let us just call it the let's go line. If we can tap the let's go line, then it's let's go to the upside. We could V-shape out of this little dump if we manage to tap this line, and I will show you guys exactly why. Where do I get the let's go line from? Why do the bulls have to claim this level? Okay? Before we can get continued momentum here to the upside. Right, legends? Smash up that like. Let me say hi to the beautiful community. Now currently getting a little bit of a consolidation, right? But there's a chance that we could V-shape out of here, right? There's a chance that we could V-shape, come and claim the highs over here. But you don't really want these lows to be claimed again. But I mean, I will consider a small little SFP from the lows. If I get stopped out, I will re-enter. If I see this price action over here, we will go through a little bit of the higher time frame to see, well, is the correction over? What does that mean for the long-term longevity of Bitcoin? Have we finished the bull market over here? Are we starting a bear market here to the downside? Ooh, jam-packed show here today, legends. If you have not checked out Friday's live stream, I highly recommend that you go check out Friday's live stream, because I did a lot of high time frame analysis, which is still very much relevant in Friday's live stream. Okay, cool, legends. Let me say hi to the beautiful community. Let's go. Looking forward to your expertise, my friend. Hope you had a great weekend. Yes, I had a fantastic weekend. Let's see if the bulls can claim that let's go line. MT, welcome. Thanks for joining the live stream. Mr. Junior, welcome in the house. Mod in the house. Always appreciate the support. Smash that like. Yes, let's go. I really need advice right now when to enter, right? But I've just told you where I entered, and I know that there's a high chance of me being stopped out, but the risk management is amazing, right? I entered supplemented by the 0.5. This is also a level that I mentioned this morning in my Legends Pro community update. My stop is now below the low. I have not protected my position just as yet because there's a chance that we could make one more low and then get continuation here to the upside. Okay, so I don't want to protect my position just as yet. Okay, it's such a small stop loss. I don't mind getting stopped out and re-entering the trade because the risk, well, the momentum to the upside could pay back that little loss over there. Right, if we do get that momentum to the upside, because as long as we do not tap the let's go line, the bears might take control. This news-driven candle that we got on a Sunday from Mr. Donald Trump could be very short-lived, okay? And it could turn out to be a little bit of a massive manipulated move over here, and the market is now saying, okay, well, let's take back this money. Everyone that 100x their positions inside of here, thinking that we're just going to the moon. Let's clean out the market. Let's flush them out, and then the market will decide which way it needs to really go. Okay. Cool. Right, legends. Who else is here? Let's go. I really need advice. I've gone through that. Are you smoking your socks? Yes. Right. On this live stream, we prefer not to smoke our socks. But I think on Friday I did smoke my socks because I went through some super bullish scenarios. And I can tell you now, guys, I can tell you now, right? Even if price comes to take the lows again, I will be even more bullish. You heard me right. Even if we come and claim the lows again at $78,000, I will be even more bullish. And I can touch on that scenario again today. Okay, that scenario is starting to gain not in popularity, in probability. Okay, the scenario is starting to gain a little bit in probability. Okay, right. But I know the market makers are not going to make it easy because where, I want to discuss this today. Where we made this low, okay, this is why the market makers does not make it easy. Because where we made this low opens up more possibilities. If we went down lower, some of the possibilities would have been eliminated. And then we would have looked at actually more bullish opportunities. But because the low was made at $78,000, it opens up the door to a bearish scenario even after we claim the all-time highs again, / a super bullish scenario. And because we made the low here, it's very difficult to say which scenario is going to play out. I wanted the price to fall further. Okay, remember what I said in Friday's live stream. I want price to go down because that becomes more bullish. And because we stopped at $78,000, right, I will discuss that scenario. Stay tuned, legends. Make sure that you smash up that like button and subscribe for future notifications because this is where we do pure technical analysis. Right, let me just finish saying hi to the beautiful community. Hi, everyone. Hope you all had a good weekend. Yes, I had a good weekend. Hi, Dewald. Welcome to the live stream. Misha, hi, Dewald. Welcome. Good afternoon, Master Legend. Jack, we missed you, sir. Right, I missed you guys as well, but I'm here bringing you guys the alpha. MK1 Alexandra. Morning, Dewald. Morning to you as well. It's actually almost, what is the time here? Right, almost evening. In about 20 minutes, it will be evening here in South Africa. Irina, welcome to the live stream. Always great to see you here. I believe you are now a grandma. Congratulations again. Right, I love the personal messages that everyone sent to me after the fact, after the live streams. I appreciate those personal messages. Already hit, let's go. Yes, we are in the long zone now. Right? Yes, this is a potential long zone, but remember, legends, I always discuss both the bullish case scenarios and the bearish case scenarios. I cannot, for the love of me, come onto a live stream and just tell everyone, this is where you buy, let's go. We are just looking for longs. I have to discuss the bearish case scenarios as well. I have to discuss which levels needs to be hit in order to increase the bullish case scenario or decrease the bearish case scenarios. So always some levels. I want to dive a little bit into, oh yes, where's my pen? I want to dive a little bit into this structure that played out at the moment, okay? And then we can go and Well, is this really the buying zone? Well, I did buy here. I have a really good stop loss. I used the 50% Fibonacci as an SFP line, right? My stop loss is, guys, I don't think you guys understand, right? If you can manage your risk, there's a saying that I heard from a podcast once to say that any trade is a good trade if you have exceptionally good risk management. Okay, so by me entering the potential long that I've entered over here, I'm targeting the highs. Okay, I'm going to take profit exactly at the highs. That is my stop loss. I just want to see exactly where I entered, right? So I entered here from this fib, and I'm going to tell you guys now why I took my fib from there, right? So this is exactly where I entered. Right, beautiful. Okay, 9.64 risk to reward. I have a 0.62% stop loss. It's not even 1% away. So even if I applied 100x to this position, I will still get stopped out before I get liquidated on my 1% of capital that I used to enter this trade. That is why risk management is so important. Okay, tiny, teeny, weeny little stop loss over here. Even at 100x, I won't get liquidated. Okay, this is why risk management is so important. Instead of being that 𝗬𝗍𝗄, okay, that just keeps on adding and liquidating their accounts. I used to do that. I don't do that anymore. Okay. Right, so legends, this is basically the trading setup that I am potentially watching out for right now. Okay, but for the bulls to take control and to increase the probabilities of this long, I want to see the let's go line tapped. We have to claim the let's go line. Once we claim the let's go line, I'm going to say, okay, now the probabilities are much higher to claim the high before we claim the low. But until we tap the let's go line, we can still continue momentum here to the downside. Okay, so I'm going to analyze that now on the smaller time frame over here. So perhaps let's start out here with a smaller time frame, and then I will zoom out into the larger time frame. I just don't want the trade to run away from us while I'm analyzing the larger time frames, and then all the magic happens on the smaller time frame. And then, you know, people want answers. They want to see how we did the technical analysis. But you know, technical analysis, at the end of the day, anyone can learn technical analysis. It is the emotional part, the psychology part, the mindset, the tuck between fear and greed that a lot of people still struggle with. Okay, right, cool, legends. But the technical part at the end of the day is actually the easy part, believe it or not. That is the easy part. Okay. Right, cool, legends. Let's see if we get that let's go, right? I'm going to put a little alarm here on my let's go. I want to know when we hit my let's go over there. I'm just going to put one alarm. Let's go. All right. Cool. Lots of comments that I haven't gone through, but let's dive into the technical analysis. You just lost 150K. I want to kill. I just lost 150K. Is this real? You just lost 150K. How did you lose 150K? From where? Okay, did you long the top? Did you lose 150K during this little move? That's not good, man. That's not good. Right. On this channel, I specifically like to teach about risk management, and I know that some people get irritated with me. Here goes Dewald again. Risk management, only 1% of your position. Blah, 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 blah. Make friends with this tool. Know your 3 W's. Okay. The reason I hammer on risk management is because what's happened here to Mr. 4PF, which just lost 150K, he's not the only person. It happens so often to so many people starting out in the trading game. Even some people that's been here for long, and I don't even want to call it experienced, because in my opinion, experience is you're learning. You've mastered that tuck between fear and greed. You are trading with stop losses. You know your 3 W's. You are not FOMOing in with more than 1% or maximum 2% of your portfolio, right? So I think there's a difference between how long you've been here and how much experience you have. And are you learning? Are you learning? Because, you know, I woke up with this realization this morning, and I'm not sure if you guys have heard this analogy, all right? And I know I'm getting a little bit psychological, philosophical. That's the word, philosophical over here. But it's not nice to see messages like this, legends, is that in the trading game, you have to imagine that you are staring at a mirror, okay? And you are staring at this mirror with a very sad face. And imagine the mirror is what you believe in, your God, your Jesus, your Muhammad, your Allah, your whatever that is that you believe in, the universe, right? I'm not going to specify a specific religion. Whatever your religion is the mirror. It's the universe, it's God, it's whatever that is. The only way you are going to change how you are currently doing things, like trading, for example, you still keep on losing money, you are not winning, your life is a disaster, you are overweight, whatever you need to fix in your life, that sad face that you are staring in the mirror, the only way the mirror is going to smile back at you is if you smile first. You have to change first. You cannot expect the universe to change your world if you are not prepared to be the first person enabling the change. Right, I know this is very deep, right? We're starting with a very deep sentence here on this live stream, but this is something that occurred to me this morning, is that you need to be the change that you want to see, okay? You can change your trading career if you make the change, if you learn from your mistakes and you don't make the same mistakes again. Okay. Often I hear people say that they enter a trade, for example. Okay. How often have you heard this? You enter a trade. Okay. You don't have a stop loss in place. Or maybe you do, right? Maybe you do have a stop loss there in place. Price turns against you, and you take out your stop loss because you don't want to get stopped out, and you keep on adding to your position, and you keep on adding to your position. And at some stage, you start praying, if there is a God, whatever you believe in, please let the price, turn around. Please, just this once be in my favor, right? And then you get liquidated. Unfortunately, life does not work like that, right? The market is designed to take your money. You are the person that needs to change how you look at the market and how you trade the market. Right. Sorry, legends, for getting so deep over here, but I think these are messages that a lot of people need to hear, right? These are some of the messages I think that a lot of people need to hear. Matt, I see you here in the live stream. Welcome to the live stream. And okay, cool. Legends, and if you have not checked out Matt, I've spoken about Matt multiple times. The link for his YouTube channel is down in the description. Okay, so let me quickly show you guys. As per the thumbnail, it's not over yet. Okay, and that's what we're going to analyze today. Well, what needs to happen for it to be over? There's Matt right over there. Go check him out. Give him a follow. He summarizes the fundamentals, the news that makes sense. I think he also did a live stream, a 30-minute section live stream with Andy on Friday, Matt, if I'm not mistaken. Go and check it out. A lot of alpha in there. Okay, cool. Let me just pause this here and get on with the technical analysis. Someone talking about my line. Right, cool. Let's get. It's better to hear it now before it happens. Yes, it is. Well said. Thanks, Cyrus. It's just, that's life at the end of the day. Very true, Mr. Dewald. Trading and philosophy chat, I'm here for it. Salty. Cool, man. Yes, I mean, it's not nice to lose 150k. I really feel for you, and I know that there's some people that's even lost more than that, their life savings. I also know about another person that's lost more than $500,000 in a single trade that lasted a couple of minutes, right? It's the market is brutal. You have to have a stop loss. You cannot be overconfident in your trades. You cannot. Right. Good evening, Dewald. My mistakes is that I'm not entering at all. Okay, yes, that's the fear element, right? The monster that tuck between fear and greed. Yes, fear can make you numb, right? And then the greed can make you not take profits. So you have to, you have to become robotic. It's not easy, but you will get there. You will get there. Right. Cool. Now, let's do this, legends. Looking at this structure. Okay, there's a couple of things I want to discuss about this structure. Let's look at the structure over here. So the first thing I'm seeing over here is, okay, maybe this is a 1. Maybe that's the 2. Maybe we are still busy with a 3. We're going to make a 4 and a 5. Okay, that's the largest structure that I think could potentially play out over here. Right, okay, let's just do that. Oh, let me just make it a little bit thinner. Let's do that. I want to put this on, it's not a super cycle, let's just put it on primary. Okay, cool. So now there's something that needs to happen. If this is the structure, if this is the structure that we need to form over here, okay, where you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in 1, you have 1, 2, 3, you still need a 4 and a 5 to complete number 3, and then we're going to make a 4th wave, and then we're going to go up for a final 5th wave to the upside. For the bulls to take control, you have to form a 5-wave structure. If we're going to fall down here, okay, and especially starting to claim these lows, this is a 3-wave structure. It's not a 5-wave structure, which increases the probabilities significantly that we are going to come and claim the low and continue lower. And we could definitely go and hit the $72,000 area. Definitely, there's a chance, as long as we do not make a 5-wave structure. So that's the first thing that needs to happen for the bulls. We have to make a 5-wave structure. This at the moment is a 1, 2, 3-wave structure. This is a corrective structure. This is a bearish structure, which means that you are going to continue impulses to the downside. So the bears has to claim the high. The bulls has to claim the high to create a 5-wave structure. Okay, so now there's a possibility for this scenario to play out. So inside of the 3rd wave, you still need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now where did we bounce? So if this is 4, I have an invalidation. Okay, this is why I also entered the long. So if I now go back here onto the 15-minute time frame and I zoom into this structure. Okay, guys, I'm just going to take the line out here so, you know, it doesn't dirty the chart. I like to work with a clean kitchen. Now, you want to take your fib from this pivot to the high. And if you tap the 0.618, no more 4th wave. Okay, can you see how close we are? This is why I also entered a long here, taking the fib from this low, but I will explain why I took the fib from that low. There's many ways in which you can count the structure, but we're looking at the same levels. Okay, myself and Andy often count the Elliott wave structures ever so slightly different, but we always come to the exact same trading opportunities, the exact same levels. Even if you count the structure slightly different, we know, okay, that's where I'm looking for a long, that's where I'm looking for a short. Here's my invalidations. Right, cool. Now, if price, and that's what I'm saying, legends, if price makes one more lows, let's say price comes down before it claims this let's go line. If it comes down one more low, can you see how close that 0.618 is to invalidate a 4th wave? It is very important that we make a 4th wave to still go up and make a 5th wave. We need to see a 5-wave structure for the bulls. If price is going to stop over here, not claim the let's go line and tap the 0.618, it's not going to look good for the bulls, right? Then the bearish, there's still a scenario, but then it's just not going to look great, right? The bearish scenarios are going to start increasing in probabilities. So you can see exactly where we turned around just before hitting the 0.618, which is an invalidation for a 4th wave. Now you might be saying, what do you mean an invalidation for a 4th wave? Okay, so let me draw out this structure. Remember, each wave has to have 5 waves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and we can make that the minute or the micro. Those are your micro counts. Now, inside of your 3rd wave, you also need 5 waves. And there's at the moment only 3 waves. Okay, you need 1, 2, 3, 4, which has to be in. Okay, it has to be in for the bulls. And then you create your 5. So now you have, where am I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to complete your bigger 3. Then you're still going to complete your bigger 4 and go back up to complete your bigger 5. Okay, we have to get this 5. Okay, I'm not talking just about this 5. Okay, we have to get this one for the bulls to take control. For us to go and still have a potential to go and claim the all-time high around about $109,000, $110,000, we have to make this 5. Because if we complete this 5 over here, then it could mean that we are forming the following. Very simple. A, B, C. Done. Which is a 3-wave corrective structure, and we're going to fall down. If we form another 4 and another 5, it invalidates an ABC, an A, B, C, and then, okay, then we can start celebrating and saying, okay, well, now there's a high chance that we could go and claim the all-time high. But until then, the bears are still in control. And there's still a lot that needs to happen before we get here, right? Can you guys see that? Okay, now, you might be asking yourself, well, Dewald, why do you have that let's go line? What does it mean, let's go? Okay, so legends, I was looking at this corrective structure. Okay, let me make this a different color so not to confuse myself. Let's make that white. These little sub counts over here, let's make them white. Okay, right, cool. And before I continue, legends, remember, there's a nice little new special on weeks. I'm not sure if you guys know about it, but I'm bringing it here to you. If you'd like to come and trade Bitcoin with me, that's where I do 99% of my trading. Okay, you get 50% deposit bonus on the first $1,000 that you deposit into your features account. You get 50% back to trade with. So if you deposit $1,000, they will give you $500 to trade with. Features bonus. Right? And you also get that 0% maker fee and 25% off your taker fee. Only with a link down in the description. This is where I bring you the best deals. And also Bluffin. If you don't like weeks, okay, I've got Bluffin here as well. I still do a lot of day trading on Bluffin. And if you can verify Bybit and 𝗞𝗍, where you also get the bigger sign-up bonuses and lowest trading fees by using the links down in the description. I've got the links in the description where you qualify for the best deals. If you go and you Google and search these exchanges, you're not going to get those deals. You're going to pay full trading fees here on weeks, and you're not going to get airdrops in terms of how much you trade here on Bluffin. Okay, legends, let's get back here into the technical analysis. The reason I have let's go, okay, is this does not, let's just call it what it is. This does not look like an A, B, C. I don't like it. Some people will say, well, it's an expanding move. I'm telling you guys now, I do not like expanding structures. They are very rare and should only be considered once all other scenarios have failed. This looks to me like a WXY. If this low hold, if the low holds, it could be a WXY. Okay. You have a W, X, and this is a 5-wave structure in Y. Okay. And let me just quickly explain it, because, you guys need to learn these things. And this is why I keep on explaining it. And I will keep on explaining it until you grasp the concepts. Okay. You have an A, B, C in W. You have a complex corrective structure in X, and you have a 5-wave structure in Y. Now the question is the 5-wave structure here to the downside finished? That's now the big question, because you could make another low. Okay, so what I am now watching like a hawk over here is if I go on to, let's go to the 3-minute time frame. I don't like to analyze the smaller time frames, but I need to show you guys this. Okay, if we have already formed a 5-wave structure to the downside, you have to count 5 waves to the downside in a Y. So there's a way you can say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's okay, it looks like there could be 5-wave structures. It looks like the low could be in over here. And the reason I have this let's go over here is if you take a fib from this pivot from number 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, if you take it from number 2 to the low, remember, okay, if this is forming a 1, 2, 3, and this is now a 4, and we're going to come and take the low again, you're not allowed to tap the 0.618. And this is why I have the let's go line. If price does not tap the let's go, there's still a chance that it's going to come and claim the low, because this could be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now it's going to tap that 0.618, which is going to invalidate the fourth wave and potential momentum back to the upside. So can you guys see the conundrum that we are in? Well, that Bitcoin is in here at the moment. So from a day trading perspective, I don't mind, right? It could come in SFP from the lows. That is the next trading setup that I'm watching. Like I always say here on the live stream, legends, the bigger structure that I'm analyzing to see if we can go and make a bigger fifth wave to the upside has nothing to do with a day trade that I can enter over here and take profits by the highs. If we drop down here and we get acceptance back above this low, I will enter a long and I will take profits by the highs. I don't care if Bitcoin is going to go make all-time highs or whether it's going to $72,000. I just want to trade this. That's all I want to trade. I get in, I get out. Scrape that couple of dollars from the market. Okay, that is what's important about day trading, is to say that, well, actually, okay, I know the bigger picture, I know the scenarios that's going to potentially play out over here, but there's a chance that it could make another low. It invalidates a fifth wave to the upside on the macro time frame, so I'm not going to be aggressive. Okay, so this is how the puzzle starts coming together for me, is that if we SFP or tap the 0.618, I'm not going to expect price to come and take the highs. If we do not take the low and we start moving up and we tap the let's go line, I'm going to leave this position and only take profits by the highs. If we tap the 0.618, I will still enter along, but I will take profits at these highs because I don't know, okay, how high it's going to go before it starts rolling over. Because once you tap the 0.618, you increase the probabilities of finding, even with a bounce, downwards momentum. Can you guys see how I build up my trading plan, my scenarios on the larger time frames, on the smaller time frames? Okay, right, legends. Now, currently getting a little bit of a bounce. I want to see what CVD is doing over here. Very neutral, not bearish, not bullish. But the one thing I did spot, legends, is, okay, I was in a long, okay. This is the second long that I entered today, but I was in a long over here, targeting the highs. And then I saw this. Look at the bearish CVD. And when I saw this, I cashed out 60% of my profits. I was like, I'm not going to take the chance. It looks like it wants to claim the lows again. And I took 60% profits over here. And then I got stopped out at break, even with 60% profits. When I saw bearish CVD, I don't want to see insane bearish CVD like this between two pivots, okay, when I'm gunning for the highs and even higher levels. I don't like to see that. So luckily, I took 60% profits and I got stopped out. And now I re-entered over here by the 50% Fibonacci. Right, and at the moment, it's very neutral. Okay, cool. So now, this could be a completed WXY corrective structure. It could be done. For the bulls, you want it to be done. For the bulls, you want to tap let's go. Once we tap let's go, this is where I'm taking profits from this long. If we do not tap let's go, I'm most probably going to get stopped out, and I will then consider an SFP from this low over here. 0.618, the low, let's see. Okay, if we lose the zone over here, 786, together with that pivot over there. Beautiful pivot, by the way, for a 786 tap, where you can get a bounce. Right. Ooh, wait. Is there? No, it's not an I almost thought we've got a little bit of a harmonic pattern forming over here, but this retracement didn't go deep enough. Okay, this really looked like a little bit of a harmonic pattern over here that could be playing out where you have the wings, okay, but it didn't go deep enough. It should have at least hit the 50% 618 over here with this little movement. Anyways, so that's, I'm not going to consider that harmonic. Okay, so right, legends. The other thing, I know this gets now really complicated. I just want to see where we're currently getting the bounce. Okay, so if I zoom into this structure, oops, let's just do this. Okay, right. If I now zoom into this little structure, okay, currently getting the bounce almost at the 0.618. So, I mean, the bulls have a chance over here. You could have your trend. Here we go. Right. I mean, this is 1 minute stuff, legends. Wait for the break of that trend. Okay. If you're not sure and you don't know how to play swing failure patterns, wait for the break of this trend, because once it breaks this trend, okay, it's most hopefully going to come and claim the high, tap the let's go, and then, you know, then let's go. Right. The other thing that I considered this morning when I did my Legends Pro community update is to say that, okay, on the, let's go on back onto the 10-minute time frame over here. The easiest way to count this structure, and I have to just consider this probability or this scenario. The easiest way to count this structure, okay, let me just clean up the chart ever so slightly over here, is in the way that I've just explained it. Okay, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in 1. You have an ABC in 2. Now you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're basically looking for the fifth wave here to the upside. We want this fifth wave, and we know where the invalidation is by the 0.618. But I just had to ask myself, what if this is not 1, 2? What if this is not 1, 2? What if this is all part of a corrective structure for this impulse? This is the corrective structure. This is the impulse. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is all inside of this wave. So which means, okay, you take that out. And this is me stuffing around on the smaller time frame, legends. Let's go back to the 3-minute time frame. And now this is the one scenario that I'm looking at, is to say that, well, what if 5 waves is already in and we start falling to the downside? I have to now try and find bearish case scenarios as well. What if this, okay, let me do this, is a B, C, a running flat. Then I went and I took a time fib from the start of the impulse to the end of the impulse to see, well, does it still balance? Yes. The end over here was made between the 1 and the 2 extension. Perfect. It balances from a timing perspective. Okay. What if, now when I zoom into this structure, okay, now this is the what if. What if all 5 waves already took place? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Done. So now you basically have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't like it because in Elliott wave theory it states that you need to zoom out, okay? And on the zoomed out time frames, it looks like a third wave all by its lonesome, okay? But I'm not playing a what if scenario to say that, well, if we continue to the downside, then maybe it is this structure, okay? Okay, now this is now how it changes. 3 is done in 5 waves. This is bigger. This is busy with the bigger 4, and we still expect a 5th wave to the upside. Well, we want to see a 5th wave to the upside. Otherwise, the bears are going to take control. But what if this is a scenario where we have formed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in 1? This is 2 over there. Okay, can you guys see how the picture now changes? A running flat, which basically means B does not take the high, C does not take A. That's a running flat. Okay. And the 5 waves already occurred inside of over here. So instead of expecting another 5th wave, because we were now saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you get a 4, and then you get another 5. So in this scenario, all that's changing is the following. Okay. If 5 waves have already taken place inside of the 3rd wave, it now means that I need to take well, it's basically the same thing, legends. If this is 1, sorry, where's my pen? If this is 1, 2, okay, you still need to take your fib from this pivot. I thought you could take so I made a mistake. You can't take your fib from this pivot. You still have to take your fib from this pivot to the high for your 4th wave. And it's still the 0.618 is the invalidation for this 4th wave. But what it does mean from a bearish case scenario is that your ABC could be finished. Oh, this actually looks bad, right, legends? If this is going to play out, your A, B, C could be finished. Because I know that a lot of people are still looking at the C to end over there. Because you have to have 5 waves in a C wave. C waves has to have 5 waves. Doesn't have a choice. It can't be a 3-wave C. It has to be a 5-wave C. So if people are counting this as a corrective A, B, C, and this is or, right, they're actually putting the B over there most probably, saying that this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to complete your C. They're still expecting another high. But what I'm trying to highlight over here is that the C wave could be finished. That was your B, and this was 5 waves inside of your C wave. The C wave is done, right? And I'm pulling out this scenario because what if we fall? What if we continue falling here to the downside? Then we know, right? If we continue falling here to the downside, then we know this was A, B, C done. And now we are building impulses back to the downside, where we're going to come and claim the low. So in summary, legends, what this basically tells you, okay, is, and I will come to the trading scenarios that I'm watching in a moment. If price can, by some miracle, make a lower high over here, or even if it claims the lows and it does not tap the 0.618, the bulls still have a chance for maybe one more high, which will then complete your C wave. So from a shorting perspective, if price manages to climb up over here, taps the let go, it claims the high, I will be looking for a short over there. Because once you complete a 5-wave structure, what do you get next? You get a deeper ABC corrective structure. So I want to trade this to the downside. If price gets acceptance back below the high over here, okay, it means that you've completed your 5th wave and there's a shorting opportunity coming in. And dare I say that this short could even be a short that claims the low. Okay, but we will take profits as you hit support to the downside because there is a lot of daily levels, there's point of controls, and you never know if you're going to get a bounce and get stopped out, right? Look at all the levels that we still have. I just want to see where's my daily levels, weekly levels. Let's just switch on everything, monthly levels, daily levels. I mean, now it gets crazy. Now the kitchen is really, really dirty over here. Okay, but you can see that we have a weekly point of control. We have a daily level. We have 2 naked point of controls. So for me, it's never a case of I enter a short and I just wait for the lows because there's so much support. Okay, well, right, what is that line over there? Why do I put that line? Can't remember why I put this line in. Okay, just want to see. Okay, let's just take that one out. I don't know why I put that line over there. There's a little bit of a confusing line. Okay, but the most obvious area of support is here. right? This is massive support over here. Massive, massive, massive support. Okay. Legends, this is the bearish case scenario, okay? Where the bearish case scenario is that maybe 𝗖𝗿𝘆𝗽𝗶𝐶 is done over here, and we're going to fall to the downside. We're going to claim the 0.618, and we're going to fall and maybe find support here where we could look for long opportunity. But if we do come down further, and especially if we claim this low over here, we do increase the probabilities significantly that we are going down to even come and claim the low at $78,000. Right, but now I need to switch modes again over here, legends. What if this is extremely bullish? Okay, because there is still an extreme bullish case scenario as well. So let me just clean up the kitchen over here. Can take that out. Take this out. Take this out. Okay, let me go through some comments and then I will go through the extreme bullish case scenario. Yes, that looks like it's still valid. I'm just making sure that it hasn't been invalidated. Okay, there is an extreme bullish case scenario here. Let's go through that. Right. Everyone is expecting CME gap to be filled entirely. Yeah. How significant is the CME gap exactly and why it has to be filled? 𝗤𝗏𝗃𝗁𝒃, I can tell you now that I do not trade CME gaps on Bitcoin because they're so unreliable. A lot of people think for some reason that CME gaps has to be filled. Not true. There's loads of CME gaps on Bitcoin that has never been filled. There's a big CME gap at $9,000. Still not being filled, and it will most probably never be filled. Okay. And I think this is often where people get confused, and I'm specifically referring to Bitcoin. Okay. CME gaps on Bitcoin, Ethereum, those two. Right? A lot of people think CME gaps gets filled in a trending market. A trending market is when you get massive acceleration to the upside. Sometimes you'll get a CME gap over there. Sometimes you'll get a CME gap over there, and you'll get a CME gap over there. And maybe you have now formed your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It comes back for a correction. It maybe fills this one because it needs to come and tap on the 0.618. The trend-based fib extensions and the retracement targets and daily and weekly levels are way more significant than a CME gap. The way that I see a CME gap is that it got filled because the price had to come down to this area. Okay, and then it leaves this one. And then price continues 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, and goes into the bull market, whatever the case might be. This CME gap never gets filled. The reason a lot of people think CME gaps fill is because when the market is ranging. When a market is ranging, okay, this is a trending market. This is a corrective structure for the trending market, and then it continues momentum to the upside. Often what happens in a ranging market, okay, in a ranging market, CME gaps gets created all over the show, and because you are in a ranging market, they automatically get filled. I don't believe in CME gaps. I've never had success with CME gaps, and I don't know why people are so obsessed about them. There's many CME gaps on Bitcoin that's never been filled. Okay. It's not a rule that it has to be filled. I don't care about, honestly, it's never benefited my trading from a day trading perspective by banking on CME gaps that needs to be filled. I don't care about CME gaps, okay? If price continues the bullish momentum over here, I can tell you now, if this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it continues and makes the ABC, that CME gap is not going to get filled for the next couple of months. Right. Okay, maybe on some markets, maybe the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, maybe they've, you know, maybe there's more probability in filling CME gaps and it plays out better over there. But I'm specifically referring to Bitcoin and Ethereum. Right. I don't even look at CME gaps. I don't need to look at CME gaps as part of my trading strategy because I can tell you guys now, this level over here, that level, okay, got called here on this channel. Why did we turn around here? It's the 1.236 from a WXY corrective structure. Why did we turn around over here? It's a 50% FIP retracement from the low to the high that we've currently created on the macro structure. Why did we turn over here? We hit the 1.618 from a corrective structure target. And some people will say, no, we turned around over here because we fall part of the CME gap. No, man, they're smoking your socks. Okay, then why didn't we fill the whole CME gap? We should have just gone and filled the whole CME gap. Right. Okay, cool. Legends, it looks like Bitcoin wants to find a little bit of upwards momentum. It would be nice to go and tap the let's go line. Okay. So Legends, the scenarios that I'm going into right now, you know, the secondary, I call them the secondary scenarios, is my what if scenarios. It's my low probability scenarios. Okay. So the most obvious scenario, let me just make that clear, the best scenario that looks better from a technical perspective, because Elliott wave theory also goes into a lot of detail about the look and feel of a structure. Okay, so let me clean it up over here. So this is my highest probable scenario at the moment. Okay, I just want to set this clear because these scenarios that I'm discussing now, okay, slightly low probabilities, but it's my what if scenarios. If price does go and crashes here to the downside, at least we knew about it and we know how to trade them. Okay, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this is the scenario that we want to see play out because when I zoom out onto the 15-minute time frame, this just looks like a straight line. Okay, and Elliott wave theory also talks about if it looks like a straight line on the larger time frames, it's most probably a straight line. This needs to then be your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you have, guess what? A 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or, wait. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Anyways, guys, I just want to talk about this 5 for now, but you could, you know, this could be your larger 1, 2. This is 3. Inside of 3, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we could come down for another 4 and another 5 to the upside. And I can tell you guys now, boy, oh boy, once we get this 5 over here, right, I think the bears are going to panic. The bears are definitely going to panic because whatever comes after, if we make this structure here to the upside, over here, whatever comes here after is a load up zone. That is a load up zone because you've created a nice 5-wave structure to the upside. You've invalidated an ABC, you know, and hopefully you've claimed some critical areas to the upside, which I'll get to in a moment as well. So for now, this is the highest probable scenario at the moment that we want the bears or the bulls to take control of is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We want to at least come and claim the highs. Okay, the scenarios that I'm now diving into is to say that, well, okay, we've now discussed, well, what if this is an ABC? Okay, A, B, C. Okay, this could be an ABC. And this scenario I specifically discussed to say that if we do fall down, it's an ABC. Then we knew, okay, 5 waves in A, a 3-wave B structure, and there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5s on the 3-minute time frame in C. There's a chance it could be done. Then at least we knew why we fell and claimed the lows again. Right. Now, a little bit more bullish. Okay. Also taking the ABC scenario over here is to say that, well, if this is 1 and this is 2, 5 waves in 1, a running flat in 2. This could also be a 1, 2 with a deeper retracement, even hitting the 786, where you're now forming a 1, 2, 1, 2, and then you rock and roll in a 3rd wave here to the upside. The invalidation for this scenario is tapping the 0.88 when you take a fib, okay? Oh, currently we got the breakout there on the smaller time frame. Let's see. Guys, do you remember? Do you remember when I highlighted this trend over here? If we tap the let's go, we're going higher. Right. Anyways, let's see how this plays out. Okay, let's see how this plays out. Just having some fun over here. So when you take a fib here from the low to the high, the invalidation for a 1212 is the 0.88. But it's basically this low. If you take this low, there's no more 1212. Okay, in a third wave here to the upside. But there's a chance. I guess, legends, the most important thing I'm trying to highlight over here is that I can count 5 waves inside of this move. And if price, for some reason, falls deeper, it invalidates the 4th wave by the 0.618. And now we think we're not going to claim the highs anymore. And then it bounces here on the 786 and it does this. I just want us to be prepared that it could be a 1, 2, 1, 2, and a massive explosion in a 3rd wave to the upside. Okay. When you tap the 0.88, you start decreasing the probability for the scenario. And obviously, the hard invalidation is taking the low at $85,000. Okay, because this retracement is not allowed to take that low for a 112. Okay, cool. So, legends, from a trading perspective, okay, you can still look for longs at the 618. You can still look for longs at the 786. Okay, if you're not already in a long over here, speculating on a 4th wave, which has a maximum target of the 50% Fibonacci. And this is why I entered here. I actually had my fib over here, right, legends? Which now that I've done the proper technical analysis is not a valid fib pool. It needs to be from over here. Okay, so anyways, I'm in the trade with good risk management, and there's a chance that the bulls can go and claim the high as soon as we tap the let's go line over there. From a shorting perspective, SFP from the highs. Okay. Also, what you can do is you can take a trend-based fib from the low at $78,200 to the high over here to the low. You can drag it across. I would say just to play it safe. Okay. Yeah. There's a chance that it could go and hit, okay, the 1.618. So I will consider, there's 2 shorts that I will consider. I will consider a short from the high, and price needs to do this. It needs to get above and get acceptance back below. I will consider a short. If price gets punchy here to the upside, I will use the 1.618 as an SFP line, which means if price punches through and it falls back down, I will enter along with my stop above the high. And I will actually target this low for profit taking area, and maybe even this low, right? So maybe I will take 60% profits there, 40% profits, close the position. Okay, so that's basically all of the scenarios that I've just painted out over here boils down to shorting opportunity from the highs, shorting opportunity from the 1.618, longing opportunity from the 0.618 and the 786. I don't know if I want to long the 0.88 because it does decrease the probabilities that this is a 1212 and we are going to successfully move up here. But what I do like about the 0.88 is the risk management is amazing, because look at how close the low is to the 0.88, and usually that presents the best risk to reward and risk management opportunity. But it does significantly reduce the probability for a 112. Right. Can you look at more lower time frame? You want to go lower than the 15 minutes, 3 minutes? If we claim let's go, where do we TP the highs? Okay, that's what that's my trading plan. If we tap, okay, well, from a more let's just play it from a more conservative perspective. If we tap the let's go line over here, TP1, TP2. And maybe you could also have a TP3. If you want to be brave and leave some of the position open. But I mean, this is just, these pivots are clear profit taking areas, but it has a high chance if it continues here to the upside and it claims the let's go line, it does have a high chance to come and claim this high at least. But I don't want, okay, everyone expecting the high to be claimed. It moves up here and then it SFPs here from the low and it moves back down, where this then just becomes a larger corrective structure. So, you know, for me, when you hit resistance, when you are in a long and you hit resistance, it's always good to take profits. Even if you know that you could move higher, then take some profits and leave some of the position open for higher levels. I just love to pay myself when you hit resistance. Okay. It's like what I did over here, legends. We didn't necessarily hit resistance over here. We didn't hit resistance, but I saw this. I saw massive bearish CVD. Where's my pen? Higher high on CVD, lower high on price action. And when I saw this, I took 60% profits. I don't like it. I saw weakness in the price. I don't like to see weakness in CVD when I'm in a long. Don't like it. So I took 60% profits over here and I got stopped out, at least with 60% profits. Otherwise, I would have just been stopped out at break even. Okay. And then I was planning to leave the other 40% open for the highs to be claimed over here, which we didn't. So there I would have closed 100% of my position. Okay, my plan was to close my entire position at the highs, and then I saw this. I was like, "Oh, this doesn't look good. Let me take some profits over here." Okay, in case we don't hit the highs. And then it fell here to the downside, and I would have gotten stopped out with no profits. Luckily, I took 60% profits because I was in front of the charts and I saw the weakness. If I was not in front of the charts, my TP was at the highs, I would have now been stopped out with no profits. But because I was in front of the charts, I was able to see the weakness and take some profits. Okay, because I mean, this is a valid corrective structure, A, B, C. It could have been done over here, A, B, C. It had a chance to go and claim the highs, and then massive bearish CVD building up against those two pivots. You don't want to see weakness, you know, when you're speculating on a long to the upside. You know, you want to see some bullish CVD building up. When price goes up and it comes back for a retracement, you want to see bullish CVD. And when we were grinding up here, there was no bullish CVD. It was just bearish CVD. I was like, yeah, this doesn't look good. It really doesn't look good. So I took 60% profits. Anyways, so I hope I've answered your question. Okay, so if you are in a long from where I'm in a long from at the moment, and we do tap the let's go line, it has a chance to come and claim the highs. But I will take profits over here as well. And maybe, you know, this could be depending on what your trading strategy is. Maybe you take 60% over here. Maybe you take 30% profit over here and you leave 10% open for this level. And if you don't hit this level and price does this, at least you have taken 90% of your profits. And if it continues to the upside, you don't have to FOMO because you still have a little moon bag running there to the upside. Okay. Cool, legends. Now, what I want to do quickly is let's take these levels out. I just want to leave that FIP in there for shits and giggles. I just want to see where it lines up to. Okay, so legends, also, as per the thumbnail, okay, let's go here onto the 4-hour time frame. As per the thumbnail, I have said that the bears are still in control unless, and here is the unless. The bears are still in control unless they can claim that high. So I know I've gone analysis, paralysis, sporadic over here, analyzing the waves and the what if scenarios, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5s, the ABCs, okay, the double 1, 2 combo that could potentially play out. You know, we've analyzed that structure in a lot of detail, but looking at the larger time frame, just calm yourself, looking at the oil painting from a little bit further away, okay? The bulls will only take control of this situation over here once they claim this high, because they have to start changing market structure. And as long as you are creating lower highs, lower high, lower high, there's always the chance to continue momentum to the downside to create lower lows, and lower lows. So $99,000, 431 is the level that the bulls needs to claim to take control of the structure again. At the moment, Okay, even with this nice little bullish structure that we are forming over here with a Trump pump and him saying that we are, you know, the crypto reserve for Bitcoin, Ethereum, ADA, and Solana, whatever, I don't care, right? Is we can only consider the all-time highs to be claimed once the bull claims this level. Okay, because that is the high that needs to be claimed to change market structure. You can see over here, okay, that's your clear pivot where we made the impulse to the downside. If the bulls can form a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe A, B, C, and it continues momentum here to the upside and we claim this high, there's a high chance that we are going back into bull market territory and into price discovery. Because now you're starting to change market structure. Higher high, okay, you have a higher high. If it comes back for retracement, higher low, okay, that's your lowest point over there. Then you can continue momentum back to the upside. But that is the level that the bulls needs to claim. And until we have claimed that level, the bears are still in control. Okay, but you guys also remember, right? People talking about the only half of the CME gap got filled here to the downside. But, you know, legends, we have spoken about this scenario so many times. I think the whole of last week, we've spoken about this scenario over here. Okay, first corrective structure was the WXY. WXY. A, B, C in W. Complex corrective structure in X, A, B, C in Y, and the completion of the C, and it has a maximum target of the 1.236. So I don't care about the CME gap. You know, this now also feeds into the CME gap. Someone was asking me to please check CVD, right? Yes, CVD is forming bearish. Bearish CVD, guys. Bearish. Can you guys see this? Bearish. Okay, sorry, bearish, neutral. Okay, so you have a double confirmation to come and claim these lows. Right, if price can claim the highs, you will invalidate the bearish CVD. But it doesn't look good to spot bearish CVD if you're longing here from the bottom. Okay, so there's a chance that I'm going to get stopped out, but I mean, my risk management is in place. Right. This is the maximum target, okay, for a WXY. 1.236. Some people say that you can get a 1.618 from a WXY. I don't agree. Although it is a target, it's a very, 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 very rare target for a Y wave to stop at the 1.618. Okay, then it ain't no corrective structure. If we tap the 1.618 at $72,000, it is not. This is not the structure that we should be looking at. This is the corrective structure that we should be looking at. Okay, anyways, I'll get to that one now. And then the other one is, let me switch this off. What if this is a WXY in a bigger structure? This is a WXY. Okay. Or to make it simpler for everyone to understand, what if this is just a normal A, B, C? So after an impulse, let's just look at the structure over here. After an impulse, when, you know, from the bottom, and that's the top. This is a B flat and a C flat. B took the high and C took the low, okay, of A. That's basically a flat structure where the corrective structure takes the high and the low. And this little corrective structure also has a target. Okay, when you take a trend-based fib from the high to the low to the high, I mean, look at this. So both corrective structures has found support at a very key level, 1.618. That WXY, the WXY, 1.236. Also, when you take a Fibonacci from the low to the high, we have also tapped the 0.5. So this is what we spoke about on Friday or Thursday. I can't exactly remember, but I told the Legends Pro community, guys, this is where you look for longs. I will get stopped out multiple times there on the smaller time frames, 5-minute, 15-minute time frame, when I was going through the scenarios. And I told the legends, for me, the best way to trade this is swing failure patterns. And I got stopped out once. And on the second attempt, we started getting momentum back to the upside. I thought I was going to get stopped out at least 2, 3, 4 times before we get the momentum back to the upside. But this is a zone where you want to look for longs. You've got 50%, 1.618, 1.236. There was just the planets were aligning over here to at least get a bounce. I'm not saying that this is the bounce, because as long as you do not claim this level, you can come and claim this low again. Okay, cool. So, I mean, the rest is history now, legends. Now, this is now the conundrum at the moment, legends, is what I spoke about on Friday, the super cycle, the potential for the super cycle. And that's why I'm saying the bulls or the bears or the market makers did not make it easy over here. Let me go through some comments and then we can continue the analysis. Can you please have a look at Chainlink? We can go and look at some altcoins a little bit later after I'm done with the technical analysis. Check CVD. I have done. I am 80% that low is in. I am 80%. Okay. Right. How do I get the CVD, cumulative volume delta, in my chart? What does the CVD say, right? Legends, down in the description of this video, I do have the CVD website. There you go. Can you see it? There's the CVD website. Unfortunately, I cannot share documents inside of YouTube here in the comments. I can't. Okay. So you have to join our Legends Pro community or the Legends community, the free section even over here. You have to join our community. We've got a paid for section and we've got a free section. But even inside the free section, once you've joined inside of the chat, you can ask for the script for the CVD and the moderators will share it with you. I don't mind giving the script away. It's, you can have it, right? It's a different, it's always a different thing. Having something and knowing how to trade it is two different things. Okay, the pro members get access to the tutorials as well, the tutorial that I've made for CVD as well, and the daily analysis that myself and Andy do as well, right? But you can get the script here from the free section. But I mean, CVD is very powerful. It's the only indicator that I use is CVD. It's real time. It's not a lagging indicator. That's why I love it. Okay, cool. Let me go through some more comments. Right. This market is beyond manipulative. Nothing is gaining a value on a macro levels. Yes, I mean, yeah, on the smaller time frames, we're having fun, right? We're having fun here on the smaller time frames. I mean, I'm still in an AR trade. I'm still in an ETH trade. I was looking at Filecoin this morning. I haven't entered anything just as yet. I want to see a little bit of strength from Bitcoin first. Ideally, I want Bitcoin to claim $99,000, 436. I want Bitcoin to claim that high. Okay, and as long as Bitcoin has not claimed that high, okay. And if we do not claim the high, I at least want to see a 5-wave structure. So let's play this out, okay, because that high is very close. For me to start turning nice and bullish again, I want to see a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I want to see a 5-wave structure. Okay, I want to see another high over here. Then you go and make the 4, and I want to see a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I do not see a 5-wave structure, and even if the 5th wave ends over here and it does not claim that high, I'm going to give the bulls a chance, because you could make a higher low, maybe bounce here on support, and then try and make a higher high. But if we fall down here from where we are at the moment, the bears are still in control. Okay, I mean, it just looks so, you guys talk about manipulation, but I mean, Donald Trump knew exactly when he was going to send out that tweet, right? Tell your friends to 100x their positions. I'm going to tweet something in 5 minutes. Get ready. Okay. And then bam, here to the upside, and they take profits, right? A lot of selling pressure kicking in here with this little week, but this could also signal the end of something. But right, legends. I mean, we've gone through the levels. What needs to hold? What are we looking for? Right, we are so close to the 0.618. It doesn't look like. It just looks like price wants to actually take the lows. Right, we are so close. And if we do claim the 0.618 over here, if we do claim the 0.618, yes, there could still be the potential for a 1-2-1-2. And then we explode here to the upside. So it's still a good longing opportunity with good risk management. It's not a pretty 1-2-1-2, but it's not invalidated. It's definitely a scenario that could play out. 1-2-1-2, and then we go. Because I can count 5 waves inside of there. Okay. If you count this as a 1-2, this is the problem. If you count this as a 1-2, it's not pretty. It's not pretty. Okay, you have to count this as a 1-2-1-2. And then, I mean, regardless of how you count it, legends. Okay, I'm looking for along at the 0.618-786. If we do not bounce in the zone and we tap the 0.88, most likely claim the lows, there's a high chance that you could get a bounce, make a lower high, and continue momentum to the downside. So, I just want to see here on the 1 minute, did we break back into trend? Well, it's still grinding here on top of the trend, right? Still grinding. Maybe there's a new trend forming over there. That's why I don't like to trade the 1 minute, because you just never know. Is this the trend? Could be. Is that a new trend forming over there? Could be. The 1 minute is you know, it's not my cup of tea. I don't like to trade the 1 minute. Okay, I really just don't like to trade the 1 minute. One could even argue, well, maybe it's broken out now from this mini trend over there, right? Little bullish pennant that formed over here. Bullish pennant. Okay, it's breaking out. Maybe it's going to find some upwards momentum. But I mean, the bulls has a chance. Okay, they have not claimed the 0.618, so the bulls has a chance to come and tap at least, you know, to come and tap the let's go line. If we can tap that let's go line over here, we have a chance to go and claim the highs. Okay, right, but I've gone through these scenarios. Cool, legends. Let's go through some more comments. Is there a correlation between DEXY dropping and BTC price? Yes, I mean, there's always there's a negative correlation between DEXY and Bitcoin. DEXY goes up, Bitcoin goes down. DEXY goes down, Bitcoin goes up. But the DEXY actually has a negative correlation with all risk on assets. Okay, I personally do not look at other charts to determine where Bitcoin can go. A very wise trader told me once, because I used to do that. I used to look at total 3, total 1, total 2. I used to look at the DEXY. I used to look at the S&P 500. And what ends up happening is that you are analyzing all of these charts. You are jumping around, and then you reach a phase where you get analysis paralysis and you get stuck, because S&P looks bullish. DEXY looks bullish as well. S&P 500 looks bearish, and the more things you analyze to determine where the asset you are trying to trade is going to go to, you can get stuck as a trader. It's almost like indicators working against each other. The one indicator is bullish, the one indicator is bearish, and when you have all of these indicators on your chart, you often find yourself in a situation you don't know whether you should long or short, because 3 indicators are showing you should short, and 10 other indicators are showing that you should long. But the 3 that are showing you to short is actually the ones that you've been trusting more because they've been more accurate. Do you guys see that the more stuff you analyze to use as confluence in terms of what you need to do on Bitcoin can actually get you stuck as a trader? This person told me, okay, once upon a time, when I was still learning the game, he told me, Dewald, the best advice I can give you as a trader, trade the chart in front of you and ignore the noise. Do not look at multiple charts. Do not look at any other indicator. Have your 1 or 2, maybe 3, but preferably 1 or 2 indicators that you look at. Trade the price action and trade the chart in front of you. And since I started doing that, my trading has been going a lot better, and I have saved a lot of time on analysis. Do you know how much work it is to analyze 3, 4, 5, 6 charts if you are trading Bitcoin? Okay, if you are trading Bitcoin, I do 99% of my day trading on Bitcoin. This is my chart that I trade. I've built a relationship with this chart. It takes a lot of work to analyze this chart. It takes me sometimes 2, 3, 4 hours to do proper analysis, work out my trading plan. Where's my shorting? Where am I going to put my stop loss? Where am I going to take profits? What does the Elliott wave structure look like? I cannot spend 2 or 3 hours on every single chart to determine where Bitcoin is going to go, where I can just spend that time on Bitcoin and it will tell me where it wants to go. And I can trade it with good risk management. Okay, I hope that has answered your question. So yes, I will sometimes look at the 𝗬cie just from an interest perspective, but I do not look at the S&P 500, the 𝗬cie, the NASDAQ, or any other chart to tell me what I need to do here on Bitcoin. Okay. In fact, it's now turned around to a point. Okay, so when I did the analysis, and this is just technical analysis at the end of the day, guys, when I did the analysis over here, to say that this is the zone. When I told the Legends Pro community, guys, this is where we need to look for along. I did not look at any other chart. I looked at my trading plan on Bitcoin. And guess what? The news came out afterwards. Okay, whatever happened over here is the technicals told me that this is where I'm supposed to look for along. I didn't look at the 𝗬cie. I didn't look at the S&P 500. I didn't look at anything. I knew I need to look for along over here. Okay. And then often what happens is price starts pumping and then the news comes out afterwards as to why it pumped. But the technicals told me it's going to bounce. Do you guys remember this pivot? Okay, where we actually took the short from. This little high that I'm highlighted over here, the bulls needs to claim this high. Inside, 2 weeks ago, inside of this live stream on a Friday, because this happened on a Friday. Friday, the 21st of Feb, not last week, the week before. We traded this live on the live stream. I said, if you want to short, this is where you short right now. We were on the 5-minute, 3-minute time frame. We got rejected there by the 786 FIB retracement. And I said, guys, this is where I would short right now. This is the level that should not be tapped. And this is where I put my stop loss. And bam, we fell here to the downside. Okay, that was pure technicals. When we started falling here to the downside, the news came out that Bybit was hacked and they lost $1.5 billion. The technicals told me that's a shorting levels. The technicals told me that this is a longing level. I didn't have to look at any other chart. I just had to look at Bitcoin and trade the chart in front of me. And I'm not saying it's wrong by not looking at other charts. All I'm saying is I don't have to as part of my trading strategy. I don't have to look at 10 other charts to tell me what's going to happen to Bitcoin. I'm going to trade my technical levels, and then when this happens and someone tells me, yes, but the 𝗬cie was bearish, I'm going to say, well, Bitcoin looked very bullish over here. I didn't care what the 𝗬cie was doing. The 𝗬cie was most probably going to fall when Bitcoin did that. I don't care, right? So the best advice that person gave me, and it might not be the best advice for you, but the best advice that person gave me is to say that, Dewald, trade the chart in front of you. It takes so much work to master the chart in front of you and do proper technical analysis on the charts that's in front of you. Don't waste it on any other chart to determine where price can go from here. Okay, and also the less indicators, the better. This is why you will see I have no indicators on my chart. I don't have moving averages. I don't look at the 200 moving average because someone also told me I don't even know how to switch on the 200 moving average. That's how long time ago I used it. Someone told me that there was a 200 moving average here as well. And we bounced perfectly on the 200-day moving average. And then someone asked me, Dewald, why don't you look at moving averages? And my answer was, I don't have to. Because my technicals told me that this is a bouncing zone. I don't have to look at other indicators if my analysis is giving me the same answer. So you have to find, I suppose, your trading style and the indicators that make sense to you and that you want to stick to. Right, cool. Let's go. Thanks, Dewald. Absolute pleasure. In 1 minute frame, BTC has formed a triangle. Let's go check it out. Yes, I was here on the 1 minute time frame just in a second. What is cooking over here? Okay. I mean, there's a, this is why I don't like to trade the 1 minute time frames. Sometimes I will, especially if we are in a trending market. When we are in a trending market, I love the smaller time frames. But I know some of you might be looking at this. Okay. Looks like what is this? A bull flag because price came from the bottom. Okay. Some might argue and say this is a bear flag. Okay. Some might say this is a bear flag because price came from the bottom. Price fell from the top, it forms a flag, the probabilities are higher to move down. But it could reverse and break out over here and go and tap my level that I want to get tapped, which is basically the highs over here, right? But it's a flag. Maybe it's forming a little flag. Let's see how, let's see if this plays out. It's not my favorite time frame to trade, by the way. Not my favorite. My favorite time frame is the 15-minute and 1 hour. That's my favorite time frame to trade because I can get bigger moves into my trading. Okay, these are small little scalp moves over here. Because if you're trading the 1 minute time frame over here, okay, and you get a breakout and you enter, your stop has to go below the low, and you have to take profits by the highs. That's the strategy. Okay, so it's small little moves over here. On the 1 hour and the 15-minute time frame, I get bigger moves. Okay, and I have less trades. I don't have to enter 5 or 10 trades a day. I only have to enter 1 or 2 trades a day, sometimes even 2 or 3 trades a week. I don't have to trade every day to play the 15-minute and the 1 hour time frame. Okay, cool. Right. Thank you for all the wisdom, Dewald. God, absolute pleasure, man. Bearish divergence on 4 hour. The problem with bearish divergence on the 4 hour, are you looking at RSI for divergence? Let me see if I still have it here, the RSI. Yes, I still have the RSI. Yes, there are slight bearish divergence between these two pivots. Problem is it can be invalidated. When is it going to play out? No one knows. We have, guys, do you know that I think it's the weekly time frame? Now that you're talking about divergences, we have bearish divergence on the weekly time frame. Do you know? Maybe you've seen this somewhere. Okay. We have a higher, we have higher high on price action. Look at that. We have higher high on price action, and we have lower highs on on what is this? RSI. That is bearish divergence. The target is the low if you had to trade that. But I have seen bearish divergence on the larger time frames takes very long to play out. It can still do this. Maybe it goes claims the high. It does this. You are still, to play hidden bearish and bullish divergence on the weekly and daily time frames, you might be waiting forever. Also, something very interesting to note, because now I know everyone is saying this is exactly what happened in the previous bull cycle. Okay, look at this. In the previous bull cycle, we had bearish divergence. Higher high, lower highs. Okay, and then we started the bear market. The target was the lows, which we claimed perfectly. We even went down lower. But there was a big difference. When we made this high, RSI was maxed out. Stochastic RSI. When we made that lower high, the weekly RSI was maxed out. And now look at the difference. Now you need to tell me, well, is this time going to be different, right? Because now we have made bearish divergence, but RSI is at the bottom. Now what? Sorry, guys, let me just take the comment there out the way. Okay, can you guys see? Higher high on price action, lower high on RSI, which is hidden bearish divergence, but the stochastic RSI is at the bottom. So if anyone is telling me that the last time it played out exactly the way that it is now, I'm going to say you're smoking your socks, because the last time we had bearish divergence on the weekly time frame, the stochastic RSI was maxed out. Now it's at the bottom. So this time to me looks a little bit different. So perhaps maybe the price is still going to find a little bit of steam here to the upside, and it will just continue to build bearish hidden divergence. Interesting, right? It's not exactly the same. I think if RSI was here at the top, I would have said, okay, it smells like bearish divergence. It looks like bearish divergence. The last time we saw this, it was a recipe for disaster. Maybe it's time to cash out now. But this time, the weekly stochastic RSI is at the bottom. But guys, I don't use the stochastic RSI to trade with, right? It's just interesting to talk about these things. But I can tell you guys now, what does this help you? Does this help you in any way to trade the scenarios here up and down, shorting, longing, the way that we've been trading? This does not help me in any way. Okay, yes, from an investment perspective, it's interesting, but now you also have to ask yourself the question, but okay, now the RSI is at the bottom. We have hidden bearish divergence. What does that mean? Okay, it's not always easy. I just want to take all the scribble here out the way. Sorry, legends, this is a pain to delete these brushes on the RSIs. For some reason, they take very long to delete. Anyways, for me, smash that like for the education. RSI, yes. Right, legends, we can go and have a look at a couple of altcoins in a moment as well, okay? Fartcoin looks good. Is it doing the 69? Right. Oh, that was 𝗬cie𝗂𝗿. I'm not sure if Mr. 𝗬cie𝗂𝗿 is here. Have you guys seen the altcoin 𝗬cie𝗂𝗿, the meme coin 𝗬cie𝗂𝗿? Okay, it's done a 69. Yes, I had a good laugh when someone mentioned that altcoin, meme coin. Right, we can go and have a look at some altcoins in a moment, legends. So there's a bearish case scenario. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, done. Okay, let me put that in. That's the cycle, and we make that green. You put in the lines. That is it. Okay, this is the bearish case scenario that most people are looking at. I will go in a little bit more detail about the scenario tomorrow, but because there's an insane bullish case scenario that I just have to talk about. But it's just, I wanted to talk about why it's interesting that the price stopped here, because that actually creates a lot of confusion. Okay, the fact that price stopped at $78,000 actually creates a lot more confusion. I wanted price to go down further to eliminate the confusion. I wanted price to come down to these highs. If price has to come down further, I would actually prefer that, because it actually eliminates some other scenarios, and it gives other scenarios higher probabilities, and I will talk about that tomorrow. Okay, but where price stopped now opens the door to a lot more. Okay, so some good and some very good and some not so good. Okay, so it's interesting how the market makers are forming the structure to keep on creating the confusion so that you don't know what to expect next. Right, let's go and have a look at some altcoins, legends. Remember, weeks, first link down in the description, 50% cash back on $1,000 that you deposit. Okay, $1,000 and below. If you put in $100, they will give you $50. If you put in $500, they will give you $250. If you put in $1,000, but it's capped at $1,000. So if you put in $10,000, you will still only get $500 cash back, right, to trade with. 0% make a fee, and 25% discount on take a fee. If you don't like weeks, I also have Bluffin. These are the two exchanges that I do all of my day trading on Bitcoin. Okay. Right. Go sign up below. That is where the magic happens. That's where I organize you the best deals and lowest trading fees and bigger sign up bonuses. Cool. Legends, let's go and look at some altcoins, shall we? I know Mr. Godfather has been screaming for Mr. Solana over here. We have broken down on BTC. Yeah, let's see how this plays out. Let me put an alarm here. So, okay, I'm just going to put the alarm here by the lows and see what happens. Because we could get a fake out, you know, that's usually how bull flags or bear flags work. Usually you get a fake out to the one side and then it breaks out to the other side. That's why I don't like to trade patterns. Okay. I prefer swing failure patterns. Right. So I was looking at Filecoin this morning. I'm not going to go through it now. Let's go and just use this tab for some other altcoins. Wasn't Solana also mentioned with Donald Trump? I saw ADA did like a 53% move on yesterday. Okay, down 12%. What happened with Solana over here? Ooh, it got acceptance back inside. I was looking at this. Oh, here's still the cup and handle. Right, but now it got acceptance. Okay, yeah, it got acceptance back inside the handle. It's not what you want to see. Okay, this is, I mean, guys, this is such a simple trading pattern. Cup, your handle. You don't really want price to get acceptance back inside the handle. Okay, it starts, you know, decreasing the probabilities for this scenario. Let's just look at it from a structural perspective. I want to just delete all this crap. Okay, legends, the easiest way, I'm not going to go and count all the Elliott waves. It's just going to take way too long. I can tell you guys now that I spend hours a day on Bitcoin. For me to do proper Elliott wave counts on the micro time frames, the probabilities, okay, I just can't do it in the, you know, looking at an altcoin and just spit out things. The only thing you can do is higher time frame analysis. Yeah, you have massive support, okay, you can see. From a simplicity perspective, you had resistance, you broke out, support. It has just been support all the way through. Now you've dipped back into support. So from a simplicity perspective, when you hit support, that's usually where you want to buy. You want to buy support and you want to short resistance. But you also have a little bit of resistance here to the top side. Okay. There you go. There's your resistance. Okay. So if Solana can break that resistance and flip it into support, that would be good. Okay, you can take this out. Don't need that. Don't need that. That was the measured move for the cup and handle, right? So at the moment, Solana is just ranging. And what I want to check just for interest's sake is, where is Solana? Actually found strength at the point of control. It has a chance to come back to the top of the range. But I mean, look, you can see where it got rejected. Okay, look at that high volume node over there. That's where it got rejected. Okay, also you can see support. You lost it. Resistance. It needs to reclaim this level. Okay, needs to reclaim this level. So on the higher time frame, and I'm not sure if you want to, I'm not sure if you want to day trade Solana, if you want to invest in Solana from a long-term perspective. The only time I will get back into Solana is that it needs to break this trend. Okay. It needs to get acceptance back above this resistance. And it needs to do an RS flip. Once it breaks through here and it comes back for the retest, this is the zone where I will be interested. As long as Solana is trading below resistance, I am not interested. If Solana comes back down and it dips into support, I will be interested. I am only interested in Solana when it's at support. At the moment, it's in the middle of nowhere. I'm not interested. Okay, this is where you were supposed to buy. You were supposed to buy inside of support. It was inside support for a brief moment, and now it got rejected at resistance. And now it's in the middle of nowhere. That's a no trading zone. It's a no trading zone. I will not buy Solana, or especially not invest. It needs to come back to support, or it needs to break out and then come back to support. I only buy support if I'm speculating on upwards momentum. Buy zone, buy zone. In the middle of nowhere, no buy for me. Okay. If you want to day trade it, that is different technical analysis. That you have to do on the smaller time frames. Okay. Day trading is completely different from investment. Okay. Let's look at here on the 15-minute time frame. The momentum is still down, very similar to Bitcoin, very similar structure to Bitcoin. Okay, so you can wait for the break of that trend, right? If you want to day trade this, you can wait for the break of, I just want to see something here. I mean, it's already tapped the 0.618. You could have used the SFP from the 0.618. You get in with your stop below the low. You could have already protected your position. Okay, that was the SFP long to get in. The breakout long is breaking the trend because it could continue down. You play the break of the trend. You target the highs, TP1, TP2. That's day trading. You don't care if Solana is going to $1,000. You don't care if Solana is going to $10. You want to apply your trading strategy and take profits where you're supposed to take profits. It's as easy as that. Okay. From an investment perspective, you care. Where can Solana go to? Has it hit the top? Is it topping out? Okay. Right. But I'm going to have to spend some time on Solana to, from a macro perspective, I'm going to have to spend some time on Solana to see where it is. Okay. I'm not sure if I still have some counts over here. Wow. Okay. I don't know where I get that from. That is insane. Yeah, I'm gonna have to spend some time. 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 4 5. The structure could actually be finished, right? I know that there actually are some people calling for a bear market on Solana, because if I look at this, the structure could be finished. But I mean, I need to go and spend some time. I can't just do this in a couple of minutes. 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 4 5. What if that's the end? ABC, you go into a Solana bear market. Okay. You do have strong support. Maybe it's going to surprise us and it's building up multiple one. I don't know. I'm going to have to spend some time, right? But that's basically what I see on Solana at the moment. It's in a no trade zone. You have to break above resistance before I will buy. You have to dip into support before I will consider an entry. It's as simple as that. Right, you see now the fake out to the downside, guys. You know, these patterns, right? Fake out to the upside, fake out to the downside. Which way does it now actually want to go? Okay, not easy, right? Okay, Mr. Dewald would like your brief analysis on Litecoin, please. Okay, let's look at Litecoin, LTC, right? LTC US. I think I've got it here. Let's see. Oh, Litecoin looks way better than Solana. Litecoin looks really good. Really, really, really good. Okay. You know why Litecoin looks so good, legends, is that you've been going sideways for so long. Look at this accumulation. Okay. Look at this accumulation zone over here. Okay. Let's make that white. You have a beautiful long accumulation because the selling pressure got exhausted right over there. Selling pressure got exhausted. So this is accumulation. You broke trend and now you are finding upwards momentum. Yes, you look at how nice it bounced on the trend over there as well. So if I go here onto the 8 hour, wow, it's just been respecting this trend to perfection. Bounce, perfect bounce. And it looks like Litecoin is building up for lightning. Really, it looks incredible. Okay. What I like about Litecoin here on the daily time frame, it looks way better than Solana. Okay. If I had to pick between Solana and Litecoin, I don't care what Donald Trump said about Solana. I'd rather go for Litecoin. The structure from a technical perspective just looks better. So Mr. Salty, I think you asked for Litecoin, right? What I like about Litecoin is this choppiness at the highs. Love it. It's like the bears can't send it down lower and the bulls can't send it up higher, but it's consolidating at a different level. It's not consolidating inside of the accumulation zone anymore. So if the bears was going to take control, you know, it would have been It would have been And look at, and these weeks, look at how quickly it gets bought up over here. It just looks like it's getting ready for something. And that's something what I'm trying to highlight over here is up, not down. You can see that there's a lot of buying interest here at the moment. Look at these weeks. It's respecting the upwards momentum and it's consolidating above the highs. This looks very bullish. It looks like it's building up something over here. So for me, if I had to pick something to invest in, this looks great. Okay, from a DCAing perspective, it really looks good. Even if it dips below again, right? The lower the better. Okay, if you could caught that low, why not? Bouncing beautifully there on the trend. Homeline buys are usually the best buys. It looks really good. I just want to see from a trend line perspective. I mean, it's just an accumulation. There's no trend line over here. I just want to see on log scale. Let's see. I think this has already been broken out from. Okay, look at that. You already broke that trend. Okay. And now you have this trend over here. That's your bigger trend. Anyways, it looks good. This is from a spot bag perspective, from an investment perspective. The technical analysis here looks great. This is, for me, no financial advice. Of course, I'm just a crazy dude here on YouTube, but this looks like a great zone to accumulate some Litecoin. It looks like it's getting ready for something, and maybe some bullish news is going to come out and it's going to do this, right? And then we're going to say, well, it was an accumulation zone. This is where you're supposed to be accumulating. This is why they call it accumulation zone. This is where you're supposed to accumulate. You can see the high green volume inside of this zone. The high green volume shows you that people are buying, okay? And now it's consolidating above. It looks like it's getting ready for something, okay? Something big. Of course, no financial advice. Litecoin can be traded on Weeks, Bluffin, Bybit, and 𝗞𝗍, links that I've got down in the description where you get the biggest bonuses and lowest trading fees. Okay, so I really like Litecoin. Okay, I do like it very much. It looks bullish from the log scale. It looks bullish on the regular scale. It has a low. This was the May highs. The May highs. Yeah, it looks good. I like this. I like this. Okay, there's a saying in trading that says the longer the consolidation, the higher the breakout. Okay, so I do like it. So even if it comes back down inside of the zone, okay, because that is the zone where you want to buy, right? You're already buying a little bit high. You're now tapping the top of the zone over here. Okay, cool. But that's basically the technical analysis here on Mr. Litecoin, XRP, Mr. Fun Kids. Litecoin is possibly getting an ETF, hence interest from traders. Rudy, welcome to the stream. I didn't see you here. Yeah, it could be. All I know is, Rudy, it looks like it's building up for something, and the good news or whatever news is going to come out. And then from a technical perspective, we're going to say it was getting ready for something. Then the news is going to come out, and then we're going to say, okay, but from a technical perspective, it looked great. Now that the news has come out, it's given us the reason for the pump. but it looks like it's getting ready for something. And when I say it's getting ready for something, it looks like it's getting ready for something bullish. Something's going to happen here on Litecoin, and it looks bullish, not bearish. It actually looks great. Right. Cool. What? Oh, Bitcoin is breaking up. What is CVD doing? I just want to see. CVD is still bearish. Okay. CVD is still bearish. Still bearish. Local bearish CVD. If we claim the high, we will invalidate it. Okay, let's see what happens here. The bulls still have a chance. Let's see if the bulls can fight back. Legends, what bearish CVD basically means, when I see lower highs on price action and I see higher highs on CVD, that shows me that retail is longing the shit out of this. Sorry for my language, but that's basically what it means. Market makers do not want to give retail money. Sometimes market makers will give them a little bit of hope and then send the price in the opposite direction. So this shows me that there's too much retail interested in longing over here. And I don't like it, because often when too many people from a retail perspective are interested in longs, which is showing me, market makers will send it down. Or maybe they give them hope, it pumps, it pops. Yes, I caught it. And then you get the drop to the downside. Okay, so this shows me retail is longing aggressively over here. And you don't really want to trade with retail. You want to trade with smart money. Okay, so if there was bullish CVD, I would have said, now you're trading with smart money. Okay, but there's, no CVD or no indicator is perfect. CVD is only 74% accurate. So if you claim the highs, there's a chance that you can either SFP from the highs and move down, or you invalidate the bearish CVD and you move up. Okay, but this is bearish. This is bearish. I just have, purely from a data perspective, this is bearish. This shows me that there's a lot of retail interested in longs in this zone. And I don't particularly want to trade with retail, but I am in a long, which, which I should maybe protect. I think I'm going to protect that position when I'm finished here with the live stream. If I haven't gotten stopped out yet, I'm going to go and protect my position. So at least if I do get stopped out, I get stopped out with nothing. Right. See, that's also the trend not finished forming. Let's see. Okay. Now you can just imagine how retail is playing this breakout. Okay. You now have, I can see it on CVD. You now have loads of retail playing this breakout. And the market makers might make them a little bit happy. Yes, I caught it, and falls down, right? It would just be interesting to see how this plays out on the 1 minute time frame. Cool. Right, legends, XRP. Let's quickly go and have a look at XRP. I actually want to go and recount XRP's Elliott waves, because I remember saying, and I even made shorts. I just want to check something over here. I don't know if you can see the shorts from the homepage. Let's see. Shorts. XRP. Caution. This is where I made it. XRP. I'm not sure if you guys saw this little short over here. XRP. Where I warned everyone. Guys, we're going to come back for a retracement. And I think it was my words weren't even called on XRP, and we took the dump. Right? So here we go. XRP. I mean, this thing is so crazy. You have to look at it from a logarithmic perspective. Let's see if I still have my scenarios. Yep, here we go. I know it looks like a complete mess. Okay. Yeah, and that's exactly the dump that we now got there to the downside. Right, so legends, this was the zone where I made the short. And I said, guys, be careful, because when you make a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is 1, 2, 3, I'm still expecting a 4 and another 5. So I'm still bullish in the long term. But I said, guys, you're going to fall. You're going to make a correction, and we don't know how deep that correction is going to go, right? And then we fell to $1.6. So there's a chance that it could still go up. And I mean, this is my most bullish case scenario here on XRP, is where you have formed a 1, 2, 3. You're only done with 3 now. This low over here was number 4. And now we're going back for 5, which then completes the bigger 1. Then you can go back for 2, and then you can go back, you know, you can just continue momentum to the upside. But I mean, I don't know if we, yeah, this number 3 could still play out in this cycle. It's still before October. But I'm still, you know, if XRP can find the strength here to the upside, right, I'm looking at a target of $6.5. So everyone calling for $35. I see some thumbnails even say $100 XRP. They are smoking their socks. There's a lot that needs to happen before we can get to those big numbers. The market cap is insanely big, and you need a lot of money to flow into XRP to go and hit $30, even $20. A realistic target for this fifth wave, which is a number 1, okay, is $6.5, and that's also a fifth wave target. Okay. Might go a little bit higher, $7.5, but this is the zone where I'm expecting XRP to cool off again. Right, but I will go and I haven't spent enough time on XRP recently. I actually need to go and just re-look at some of the key altcoins and see if the waves are still correct. I need to go and measure it out to see that, well, is this a proper fourth wave over here? Does the corrective structure make sense? I need to go and just map out all of these things again, right? But just high level, what I'm seeing over here is that, you know, this is a nice little consolidation area, accumulation phase, call it what you will. And I do have a fifth wave target here at the 0.618 at $6.5. Okay, so if it can continue momentum here to the upside and continue higher highs and higher lows, it has a chance to at least hit $6.5. Anything beyond that, I think, is just crazy to speculate right now. I know Donald Trump also highlighted XRP as part of the reserve. But I mean, the technicals is singing a different song. Okay, the technicals are saying that we could potentially find upwards momentum, but I don't know where people get $30, $20 from, right? That's just absolutely insane. Because even from where XRP is right now to the 0.618 is already 154%. That's already insane move to the upside. Okay, cool. What is happening with Bitcoin? Still consolidating sideways. Guys, ladies and gentlemen, we have gone through all the trading scenarios on the smaller time frame on Bitcoin. What I'm expecting, you know, if we can hit the let's go line over here, I think the bulls has a chance to at least go and claim the high that we created over the week. Well, today, when was this? Okay, this high over here. No, wait. Over the weekend on Sunday, right? If we can hit the let's go line, we have a chance to come and claim the highs. Okay, also, because we claimed the 0.88 over here, there is a higher chance, because we did that, there is still a chance to come and claim this high. So it would be nice, maybe we get the dip to the downside, the SFP, we go and claim the high, and this 0.88 plays out over here. Cool, legends. Have yourselves an awesome evening. Smash up that like on your way out. Hit subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. And thanks for joining. I know I don't have time to go through all the altcoins. Have been here for 2 hours, and I will see you all tomorrow again. Have a great evening, and until the next one, cheers for now.